God exists, his essence and attributes are one and the same. Firstly, it means that God can't be seen because what is one and the same is not distinguished. That which is not distinguished is not consisting of parts, and what is not consisting of parts one cannot see. God, if he exists, is unlike his creation. Also in his attributes he is abstract, since power, knowledge, love, being just, wise, independent, and other attributes are all such we cannot see. Its essence is abstract. The second definition of God's essence and attributes being one and the same is that his attributes, such as for instance power and knowledge, are not separated from God and is with God, from God, and was not created after God. It has been with God always and not something that could come after him. His attributes are not separated from God's essence. If it was not with God's essence from the beginning, God wouldn't be able to create without power and knowledge, provided that he exists. Because God without his knowledge and power cannot cause something to exist if God did not have these attributes always with him. And imagine if God and his attributes, such as knowledge and power, are separated. It would then be three entities and not one. We have discussed previously that there can't be more than one creator to everything. One must have been the first for the second and for the third to exist, but how can, if God is the first out of these three, cause the second and the third without his power and knowledge? And if all-knowing was first, how can the concept of knowledge cause anything when knowledge is not conscious? Thus God in his essence is all-powerful and all-knowing. These are not separated from him. God doesn't have stored knowledge or generated power. He is all-knowing, he is all-powerful. Stored knowledge is firstly limited and defines something else than God, and generated power means God would be consisting of energy and bound to fatigue after using his power. Since being outside of time, space, and matter makes one to be infinite and independent, then God does not have limited knowledge or for him to consist of energy or for him to experience weakness in being tired. God existed before energy and fatigue. He is the creator of these concepts himself, thus not bound to it. The correct view about God, if he exists, should be that God is one in his essence and attributes, abstract. God doesn't have knowledge and power. Instead, it is that God is all-powerful and God is all-knowing. There is a difference between what someone is and what someone has. To be something is for something to be part of that thing, not separated, while to have something is to be divided into what one is and what one has. For instance, the human's nature in relation to his or her power and knowledge in compared to God, who is in his essence the same as his attributes, and for the attributes of God to be the same as God's nature. God is almighty, he doesn't have power. God is all-knowing, he doesn't have knowledge. God is all-powerful and all-powerful is God. God is all-knowing and all-knowing is God. It isn't so that God is someone and his attributes is something else, so that God in his nature is different from the nature of his knowledge, power, and mercy, as in the case of the human. In the human's case, the nature of the human is different in shape and form in relation to the human's knowledge and power, while for God the nature of his essence and attributes are the same, abstract, with no forms and limitations. God doesn't have an appearance or a body where God stores all his attributes. God is without a body. We cannot distinguish God to this is God and these are his attributes. No, God is instead one and the same in nature and his attributes, all abstract. When it comes to the human looks like this and his or her knowledge has a different nature, different form and shape than the human itself, so that the human can be divided into this and that, which is not the case for God. Now, if God and his attributes would be separated, it leads to multiple gods, for instance, God and the all-knowing. Multiple gods cannot cause the universal life. Also, if God and his attributes, such as for instance knowledge, is not the same, then God is consisting of parts for being God and the all-knowing. And what consists of parts can be seen. What can be seen is within time and space. What is within time and space is created, not the creator. The correct view, if the universal life necessitates a God, is that God's attributes are the same as his essence and cannot be anything outside or separated from him. Only then is God worthy of creating the universal life, if there exists a God. God is one who is undivided. No one or nothing is like God. We cannot imagine or think of God. All we think and imagine about is not God. Such a God is worthy to create the universal life, no other God, if God even exists. If God's essence is not the same as his attributes, three or more issues would arise. Firstly, God would be divided into parts. This is because if God's essence is not the same as his attributes would be outside of God and not within. Hence, God would be separated into more and not one and the same. As we have stated, what is consisting of parts can be seen, so that God would then be limited and finite. This would then lead to a second issue, that God would be in need of power or knowledge or any other attributes if they are separated from him. Since there is a separation, what is separated is needed, then God is not independent. If God is not independent, he cannot cause the universe and all life, because we have explained in another video that only that which is independent can start a reaction, can cause other things to come after, while something that is dependent must be created and relying upon other things. And if dependent things are never ending, then it is like the example of handing over coffee to someone, and this someone gives it to someone else, and it goes on forever, then the last person will never get the coffee in his or her hand. Likewise, if something independent doesn't exist, then the universe and all life will never come about. And so for something to be independent, or in this case for God to be independent, then God and his attributes must be one and the same. A third issue would be that more than one God would exist if his essence and attributes are not the same. If God's essence is separated from his attributes, then God's essence would be one entity, and all-knowing, all-powerful, all-just, all-wise would each to be its own entity. Now, these three issues, meaning being divided in need and more in creatorship, is not someone who can cause the universe and all life, as each one of these issues we have discussed in previous videos. Why? If it is difficult to understand if God in his essence is the same as his attributes or not, then the important thing here would be that we should understand that the most logical view is that God in his essence is the same as his attributes, rather than for him to be separated from his attributes. Because if God in his essence is separated from his attributes, then it cannot be this God that can cause the universe and all life, with what has been described about a God who is separated in his essence from his attributes.